Many times we do not realize what someone is going through. It's easy to make them wrong. It's easy to judge them. I'm in Miami traffic and people get pissed. There's a lot of shit going on here for the next few days before I'm back in a few weeks or a month. In the last few weeks, especially with closing of some cycles, and a lot of people have reported of, quote unquote, going through the hard times of the shit, or end of cycle, end of this year of the snake. If we really knew what was going on in someone, and sometimes we don't even know what's going on in ourselves, we'd have a lot more understanding, love, acceptance, forgiveness, compassion, especially compassion. And it's interesting because if that's true, if you hear these things like people are fighting their own battle, if people are fighting their own battle, and that means you could be fighting a battle at some time. I know I have in the past. It still comes up, right? Then what if you could be more compassionate with yourself? Let me tell you, especially if you're watching this as a guy, a story that seems crazy, and it might make sense to you. And if it doesn't, it'll give you still a better appreciation on understanding people. I was thinking of a buddy going through a divorce, and he's been a buddy, been a client, first a buddy, later a client, years ago, right? He's in America, getting a divorce. His now separated ex at the time, and gentlemen, if you're listening, this will give you a deeper understanding and appreciation into relationships and the female mind and how the women really don't allow what makes sense to interfere with what they're feeling in the moment in many cases, which to a man makes no sense. And that's how it's supposed to be. So we can learn to understand that now. So these guys are going through a divorce. They are not getting back together. He has no intention. There's pain there. She is trying to destroy his company, destroy his reputation, which also means they have kids together. She's not, is she thinking as the, I don't remember what she was at the time, 40 something, is she thinking as the 40-year-old who thinks I need to be a responsible parent to, even if I'm divorcing him or not, to keep my kids and my family safe? Are those the type of questions she was asking herself? Probably not. But think about that, guys, trying to destroy her ex-husband's business reputation, which will have a direct, enormous impact on the well-being of her children's future. This woman had which got worse at this time, a drinking problem that was hidden for a while. There was, from what I remember, sexual abuse when she was a child. There was, childhood pain. We're not in a special camp if we didn't have a perfect childhood. Like, it would actually be, if you had a really good childhood, that's almost kind of suspicious. It's a great growth opportunity, however you were raised, whatever unique medicine, just like a cup of ayahuasca, whatever unique medicine your soul needed. Destroy his company. Destroy his reputation. Fuck him over. Fuck this stupid asshole who I was married to for 5 years. Now, some of you, if you've been divorced, you might be thinking, oh my God, how terrible a person, what a bitch. How could she? She should go to jail. There should be consequences. What if that's just a little girl? And just like maybe you have kids, maybe you have a little 5-year-old girl, that consciousness, that level of thinking in that individual is a little girl who's hurt. Doesn't give her a pass, doesn't give her total permission to just run amok. Now you want to take it a step deeper and understand the female experience even more, gentlemen. If you want to, if you think it's possible. It's much easier to understand the female experience than you believe. If you want a radically better life, like radically, Understand the female experience. I'm not telling you need to. Bro, I'm in Miami right now. I speak Spanish. My experience in Miami is way better because I speak Spanish and English. If I just spoke English here, I'm going to have some blind spots. It's going to be harder. If I just spoke Spanish, I could get by in Miami, but there's going to be challenges. There's certain jobs. I was sitting with my buddy Miguel last night, and he's got dudes from different countries, and a lot of the Cuban guys know zero English. You know, if you don't speak the other language, if there's two languages, you're kind of screwed. And this is how we operate as men and women. Women don't speak male language. Men don't speak the female language. So back to language for a moment. This woman, or this kind of operating at a 5-year-old girl, or maybe a 13-year-old girl. It could have been her teenage self. If you won't tell me what to do. I don't remember. I wasn't working them as a coach in this point in time, or not her. There was still a desire, and we can call that the 5-year-old, of going, I hope we get back together. I hope he takes me back. You might go, but Phil, she's trying to destroy his livelihood, his reputation, his company. Yeah. And there's another part of her that, feels crushed. Can't believe that she's going to lose the man that loved her more than any other man did. And I believe in that particular relationship, that's what she got and that's what he got, even though it's problems. Again, it's been years ago. And when you can think about and imagine your current kid, or if you've had kids at that age in the past of being 5 years old, and they're just emotions and a heart, there's not a lot of logic in how they're processing things. And you can think about and have a level of understanding and compassion for them. And be like, yeah, of course. My 5-year-old's freaking out and she thinks something's going to happen to daddy or mommy. Like, of course. I'd want them to have peace of mind. I'd want them to know everything's okay. I'd want them to feel safe. There's no greater relationship that magnifies our deepest opportunity for growth, our deepest pain, our unhealed parts, our triggers, than an intimate relationship. I talked to someone recently, another fits in kind of the same category. First was a friend, later a client, who's trying to do everything in their power to the point where they are absolutely neglecting themselves or harming themselves to get their partner back, which their partner filed for divorce. They will, I'm sure that relationship seems extremely over and will never change. And that's, from what I can see, I think seems to be the best for both of them. Under this stress, under what magnifies our deepest childhood wounds, it gives it a different lens if you could have a little more compassion. Maybe you already do, but if you could have a little more. And if you can think about, again, that 5-year-old, when your kid is 5-year-old or they were 5 years old, there's a different capacity that the heart has, the human consciousness. I don't know, maybe Joe Dispenza has a machine, he can track it somehow, I'm not sure. But it's something. It's tangible. You can feel it. It's tangible in that way. Tangible in your body. That we feel something different when we think about a kid. You know, there's a different capacity for love, for wanting to help, wanting to serve. And if we can think of our intimate relationship and whatever pain we're going through, whatever hard thing, and you can put that same lens, is it at all possible that it would give you a deeper capacity to have compassion and to have love? What if you were to ask your partner, or think about your next partner, and get a picture of them when they're 5, 6, 7 years old, and have that in your phone, have it in your wallet? People still carry photos? I guess you could. And when you're in a scuffle, when you're in a fight, to actually look at that and be like, Oh no, never mind. That's her 13-year-old. That's a different part, right? Oh no, that is her 5-year-old. I want to protect that little girl. If you want to take it a step further, as we wrap up here in a moment, what if when you're really frustrated with yourself, you've been on your path for a while, you've been growing, you're doing things, you're biohacking, you're meditating, you're going to the gym, you're reading books, podcasts, maybe a coach, therapist, seminar, retreat, whatever it's been. And generally, those people have more stress, especially if they have businesses and they're making more and more money and growing. Just kind of a paradox. The people that are really going for it have the stress. If you're just like, fuck, who cares? This is what life is. You're kind of, there's almost a little bit of ignorance is bliss, but there's a lack of depth and growth. But what if as you're going on your path and you're growing and you think things should be better, faster, you're able to look at yourself with that same compassion. Like, hey, bro, you're further than you thought you were going to be. Oh, you're not as far as you want to. Okay, but there's more time. Good job, bro. When we're able to have a deeper level of self-love, compassion, understanding, and respect, it gives us a much more expanded version of love inside of us in our heart. It gives us the ability to be more, not to be more, that's poor language and linguistically inaccurate, but to just be a more true version of who we are, to have more of our essence available. So next time you're in a scuffle, whether it's in traffic, it's with your partner, family, or yourself, maybe you can remember to have a little more compassion. You're gonna die, you might as well have a good fucking time in the meantime. Love freely, have fun, enjoy your life, and lead with that big, beautiful heart. Thanks for tuning in. From Miami, be here a little longer. The bet is definitely not made. See you soon.